Today I'm in First Peter chapter 4, and as I was reading verse 15, it really stood out to me, and so I wanted to share something with y'all. So the whole verse, it says, "But let none of you suffer as a murderer or as a thief or as an evildoer or as a busybody in other men's matters." So I'm going to read that again, but I'm going to leave out some of the things that really don't apply to most of us, but one that probably applies to all of us. Let none of you suffer as a busybody in other men's matters. How many of us, how many of you, how many of us suffer as a busybody in other people's matters and other people's business? That is like one of the number one thing with codependency is that we are caught up in other people's problems. We get wrapped up in other people's choices, lives, decisions, drama. And it causes us to suffer because we're so wrapped up in other people. And we are told, Peter tells us, he says, let none of you suffer as a busybody in other men's matters. Because what happens is we suffer whenever we get drawn in to other people's problems in a way that we want to fix things and we want to control things and we want to help other people with their problems. I have spent my whole life in that, suffering as a busybody in other people's matters. I think that, just living in the behaviors and in being so codependent, we just want to help people. But we want to help people in a way that we think is going to help people. That's the thing about it. We step in as God, we get in God's way, trying to make things a certain way for other people and for ourselves. We want to control everything around us. And so we get caught up. We get caught up in other people's stuff. All of my relationships in my life have been that way. It just has. Like, now that I'm separating myself from that, I can see it. I can see it so clearly. And it has caused me to suffer. It has caused so much anxiety. It has caused so much depression. It has caused just so much blame. So many unhealthy thinking patterns and behaviors have come because I have been a busybody in other people's matters. I've spent so much of my time and energy and thinking about other people, how I can change other people, how I can get other people to do things a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way, make different choices. And all it does is it creates suffering within us because we can't control anything. We can't control other people. We just can't. We can't. All we can do is control ourselves. And a lot of times we can't even do that. But all we can do is work on ourselves, be busy about our own life, be busy about where God wants us to be for ourselves so that we can help other people in a way where we just love them. We're not trying to change anything. We just accept people where they are, how they are. We can create boundaries for ourselves and, not allow certain behaviors, walk away from certain behaviors, um, or accept certain behaviors, not have to change it. And whenever we stop being in conflict with it, a lot of times it just disappears. It's our trying to manage, trying to control it, trying to make things different than how they are that continues to keep it alive. And as we shift our focus from trying to change something to just working on ourselves, a lot of things really do just dissolve. They just disappear. It's just, they're non issues a lot of times. And so think about it. Are you suffering because you are a busybody in other men's matters? How much time do you spend in your mind, in your thinking about other people and other people's problems and how you can help other people and just all of it? Are you suffering? Are you suffering because of other people? Because we've been told not, just let it go. Let other people go. Surrender people over to God. God let God take care of it. He, as we come to understand that it's not our place to change other people, it's just our place to change ourselves. As we come to understand that, and we work on ourselves, and we learn how to love ourselves and align more with God, as we do that and we feel his love for us, then we're able to just love people. We're able to just accept people where they are and bring that love, bring compassion, bring understanding, bring acceptance. It's just different. And we're no longer suffering. We don't suffer. We love. And so that's something that, to really look at. And I still catch myself, because these are ways of thinking and patterns that I've had my whole life. And so whenever, and I have children that I have children, I have a husband, I have family members who do have life things that they are suffering in. And so as a mother and a wife, I mean, it can sometimes be very challenging to separate myself from trying to help in ways that I think that they need. But I catch myself today whenever I find myself suffering, if I'm suffering in my thoughts and suffering for them in whatever ways, I see it today, and I'm able to just like recognize that I don't have to do that. I can surrender. I can surrender them over and love and just be loving. So that is in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 15. That is definitely one to ponder on, think about, assess yourself. You know, let none of you suffer as a busybody in other men's matters. Yeah, we've all been there, and we don't have to be anymore.